This news update is brought to you by...
Grab somebody and tell them hello. Your happiness will be connect to flow. Smile and cheer because that is we flow. Grab somebody and tell them hello. With your hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow, yeah. Grab somebody and tell them this is how we flow.
It's Monday, August 17, and this is the Barbados Today Evening Update. I'm Fernella Wedderburn, and thanks for joining us. Topping the news at this hour, police make a major drug find during investigations into a shooting incident at Reservoir Road, Lodge Hill, St. Michael. 62-year-old Leroy St. Clair Hall of Suriname St. Joseph was taken to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital after he was shot around 4:30 yesterday afternoon. A search of a bushy area where the shooting occurred resulted in the seizure of 578 cannabis plants and 396 seedlings. A homemade pipe gun was also discovered. No one has been arrested so far. Meantime, lawmen are investigating another shooting, this time in Whitehall, St. Michael, in which 2 teenagers were injured. Ridge Williams of Whitehall and Dante Allen of Spooners Hill, both 18 years of age, were shot and injured by unknown gunmen on Saturday at around 10:30 p.m. They were taken to the hospital for treatment. To news from the law courts, a 19-year-old Nico Adisa Asan Pinder of College Land St. John was granted a $50,000 bail with one surety when he appeared in the District C Magistrates Court today on drug charges. He will reappear in court on September 17. In other news, the government has been put on notice for possible disruptions at 2 secondary schools for the new school year if environment issues are not addressed. President of the Barbados Secondary Teachers Union, Mary Redmond, says teachers at Harrison College and the Foundation School will be pulled out of classrooms if the ministry does not give a satisfactory response to health and safety issues affecting some 120 educators at the 2 schools. Meantime, teachers at the Combame School have been given the all-clear to return to school come next month. Speaking to reporters at the union's Belleville St. Michael headquarters today, Redmond said the executive was satisfied that major areas of concern for Combame had been either addressed or in the process of being resolved.
There are, however, some outstanding issues that we expect will be addressed in short order, and those issues include the need for removal of unused and expired chemicals. There are chemicals at the school and there is a difficulty in disposing of these chemicals. Of course, this is not so only of Commonwealth School. The ministry has engaged, however, in a process whereby they are having all of these chemicals listed on the various school compounds towards addressing their proper disposal.
At the same time, she took issue with recent comments made by Education Minister Ronald Jones on the contentious matter of the school-based assessment.
We need to see a change in the mouthings of the minister in terms of a change that reflects a difference in attitude to how he approaches problems related to education and related to teachers in this country. And CSBAs, that is one problem. Compensation for the vast amount of work involved in the supervision, the formulation, correction and data entry of SBA work. We need the ministry to pay attention to that.
Regional economies are under threat from the sargassum situation affecting beaches across the Caribbean. So says University of the West Indies Vice-Chancellor Sir Hilary Beckles as he addressed a symposium on the issue at the 3Ws Oval this morning.
This threat before us now is disturbing. And why is it so? Because all of our strategic planners and our economists across the region have emphasized that tourism will be the primary industry that will drive this region out of this recession. It is where we have comparative advantages, it's where we have competitiveness, and this is where we can look most reasonably for economic action and activity to drive this region forward. And since that is true, and we know it to be true, then this is a threat not only to our tourism product, is therefore a threat to our regional economy at a moment when we are most vulnerable.
Sir Hillary makes it clear that the situation must be dealt with at the international level and should not allow the region's bread and butter industry to be affected by what he called the dirty beach syndrome.
You have seen dirty beach syndrome around the world, the result of both man-made and natural disasters, destroying temporarily beaches as they have been accustomed to being used by publics. And we know how people keep away from these dirty beaches. We know how they are avoided. Already we are hearing that there is the beginning of this global perception towards the Caribbean. There is the beginning of that perception. We cannot and must not allow dirty beach syndrome to become a part of the Caribbean reality.
In sports, Mark Venom, Griffith and Dario Hines will compete in the finals of the Cream of the Crop Road Tennis Tournament at St. Andrews Park, New York on August 29. Last night at the Villages at Coverley, Christchurch, they earned the right to the showdown with contrasting but still hard-fought victories. The Professional Road Tennis Association is seeking to promote the game in the USA, and along with Hines and Griffith, female players will also be heading to the U.S. to participate in a number of exhibition games.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
Got it in my hand, yeah. My Barbados, my bank. Got to understand, yeah. My Barbados, my bank. Ain't nothing like a cool bank spare. None of them others just can't compare. You just got to love that taste. It's the world-class thing this land makes. Whether I'm cruising or at a bar, whether I'm at home, my bank spare is never far. For this blessing, got to give God thanks. My Barbados, my bank.
We pick up with news from our regional neighbors. Guyana has recorded 94 murders so far for the year, 14 more than the same period last year. But police are reporting that the country saw a marginal decrease in gun crimes for the first 6 months of 2015. More in this report from Ivor Wharton of Capital News.
According to police, there has been a 2% drop in overall incidents of robbery under arms for the year so far when compared to the same period last year. Specifically, there was a 4% decrease in robberies under arm using firearms, though there was a 3% increase in robberies using other implements. Overall, there were 660 cases of robbery under arms for the year so far. That's 11 cases less than last year.
And on the international scene, no one has yet to claim responsibility for the deadly Bangkok blast, but the defense minister sends a clear message that they will be hunted down. At least 18 people lost their lives and more than 120 others were injured when explosions went off close to the popular shrine in the center of Thailand's capital. The shrine, which was crowded at the time, is a major tourist attraction, and foreigners, including Chinese, are said to be among the casualties. And that's news and sports. For more, log on to www.barbadostoday.bb. Subscribe to our e-paper, our email updates, and like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 101 Online TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Do have a good evening and join us again tomorrow.